Tulip, let's give the girls what they want. Howdy, my darling Pisces. How you doing today, friend? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for July 2023. See what's happening, what's manifesting for you right now, all right? Now, it's important for you to understand that my tarot readings are all-inclusive, darling. Obviously. Hello. How you doing? All right, but what I mean by this is that regardless of whether you're interested in your financial or your career, or you're interested in your social life or a specific relationship in your life, I like to cover both aspects because I understand when it comes to these general tarot readings, it's not everyone cares about the same exact thing, Pisces, all right? So just understand that when you're coming into this tarot reading, I got something for you, all right? So let's start out with your first card here, and apparently someone else does as well, Pisces, all right? Which is the Knight of Cups, all right? This is a person handing a cup to you, darling. And so what I mean by this is that I know a lot of people see this and be like, oh gosh, is this another love reading? Not necessarily right now, Pisces. Well, the importance of this Knight of Cups is letting you know that for whatever the case is, a person seems to be playing a pretty strong role in the trajectory of your life in the coming days. Now, could this be a relationship? Oh, very, very strong possibility here, all right? But just because when I talk about relationships as well, I don't just mean your romantic, platonic, family, work relationships, all the type of relationships, darling, right? And so, or when it comes to your career, this is a sense of where someone might be providing some sense of wisdom to you. And so for all of you Pisces right now, because I know you guys are very big on being your homebodies, nothing wrong with it on the same way, Pisces. But what I can be suggesting for you at this time is that, maybe for like the next couple weeks, make yourself a little bit more approachable, maybe this is a time for you to start opening up to connections. If someone, especially Pisces, if someone just starts trying to make more conversation with you in the coming days, hear them out. See, because there's definitely, I can't really pinpoint for sure, obviously in a general tarot reading, but for whatever the case is, someone has a message for you. Someone has some value or a cup in general to give to you. All right. And if you know tarot, cups can represent people or emotions, or it can represent opportunities. All right. So I don't care what it is for you, Pisces. It's gonna be something that you want to hear or what you want to engage with. All right. For maybe a small percentage of you, maybe like 5 or 10%, Pisces, it could be the sense of like a relationship, hearing back from a relationship. But I'm not gonna go into that too much because I don't. Yeah. Queen of Swords coming in here. So Pisces, this is kind of funny to me that we pull the Queen of Swords for you, because the Queen of Swords is the very opposite of being social. All right. The Queen of Swords has some strong boundaries, very hard to approach them right now. But I also feel like, to me, intuitively, we're going to put this Knight of Cups to the side because I feel like that was like its own important message. And then we're just going to continue on with this story that's unfolding right now for you, Pisces. I see you at this place of being very much so disciplined. All right. And some of you might be watching me right now, Pisces, while you're eating a bag of chips, honey, cheating on your diet. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm very disciplined. No shade whatsoever, honey. But I see you in this place, Pisces. If we're going to acknowledge like your greatest self, you like the more disciplined that you are with your life right now, with what it like, you get clear on your intention, you get clear on like what you want to accomplish this next week or this month or just this summer, whatever the case, Pisces. If you get clear on that goal, I feel like your spiritual team will really help bring things into life for you. All right. And we have the 10 of Swords afterwards. And then afterwards we have the 4 of Swords as well. And so to me, Pisces, the reason why you're in this Queen of Swords state is for a couple different reasons. For one reason, you're dealing with a lot of crap, a lot of BS from people, a lot of BS just in the world in general. It's like if something could have gone wrong, probably found a way to annoy you, right? But I know a lot of people as well, Pisces, don't really enjoy the 10 of Swords. I actually like to see it in a tarot reading, unless it's inverted, because the 10 of like these 10 swords, honey, they already been in your back. What you scared about? You already have the scars, the battle wounds to show for it, the crap that you've been through, right? So it's like, it's kind of silly to be anxious about it now because it's already happened, right? And so the positive part to this here, stay with me, Pisces. The positive part to this is that, 10s in tarot just represent closures to cycles. It's the completion. All right. And so I can tell you right off the bat, it's like, you know, the trials and tribulations that you were dealing with in the past, probably coming to an end here, Pisces. But also, when we consider this Four of Swords here, right, this is the time of solitude, being reclused right now, Pisces. To me, you probably started out the summertime, or maybe you recently made the decision during the summertime that you're really going to crack down at certain things in your life. To me, you had like a recovery period, and depending, for some of you guys, you still might be in that recovery period, and that's okay. But have an exit plan, Pisces. All right, that's the only thing I will give you a critique on right now, is that if you still are in this reclused resting period, all right, because you know you might feel like you need it, still have an exit plan for when you're going to be done with that, because the reality is, like, everyone has bad things happen to them. All right, and just because a bad thing happened to you, multiple things probably, doesn't mean you shut down for years on end. All right, the reason why I say it's important for you to have an exit plan is because right now, Pisces, if you practice some solid discipline in your life, you know, you can really make some things happen. All right, get clear on your goals. Even in the back of the deck here, we have the Queen of Cups, and she's called the Queen of Cups, but she's actually very rarely presented as or illustrated as holding a cup. She's actually holding a trophy here, Pisces, right? And she's keeping her eye on that prize there, right? She's laser focused in on that, Pisces, all right? And so it's like your spiritual team is letting you know right now, Pisces, where it's just like, hey, you went through a lot of crap, honey, all right? There's no denying it with this Ten of Swords here, like, you went through it, all right? But essentially here, your spiritual team is saying, it's like, hey, we're going to clear the path, we're going to calm things down for you so you can get the work done, so you can really create what it is that you're trying to create in your life here, right? Seven of Pentacles here. So another suggestion that I have for you, Pisces, I don't feel as if this is a time for you to be trying to brainstorm new ideas, new concepts, or anything like that. To me, when I see the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you already planted the seeds necessary. Like, there's several things you want to be doing, right? So I'll just use myself as the example. I don't think I even have any Pisces in my chart, so don't, like, I will use examples, Pisces, and people think that it's like the actual case for me, and it's like, girl, it's not. You know, for me, you know, I have the podcast, I have the tarot channel, I have, multiple things, honey, some of which y'all don't even know about here, right? And so seeing this energy, this would be a time for me, Pisces, to not necessarily still go to the drawing board and start thinking up of some new ideas. Like, I'm not going to make a social media account for Miss Tulip, as gorgeous and cute as she is. I'm not going to be doing that and try to have something come into fruition with that and be like, I want, maybe if I did that, that would be successful. I'm not saying it can or can't be, but what your spiritual team is suggesting to you is just like, work with what it is that you've already got. Work with what it is that you've already started. Don't go to Michael's right now buying some new art stuff when you have plenty in your closet collecting dust. All right. And so this is the time for you to really crack down on the things that you planted, because there's nothing wrong with what it is that you've planted. There's nothing wrong with these projects, these ideas that you've already started to bring to life in some capacity, even if it's at a very 5%, right? Maybe you've only just started your social, you created your YouTube channel, but that's it, right? It doesn't matter what it is. It's focus on what it is that you've already have started on, whatever case that is for you. Don't feel like you have to create, you don't have to rewrite the book. What is that phrase? Rewriting the dictionary? What is that phrase? I know there's you don't have to rewrite something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, Pisces. You don't have to rewrite the history or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, let's not get stuck on that for too long here. We have the Three of Swords. Now, this is actually in the reverse, Pisces, but because people will ask me, do you read reversals, Velka? You never hold the card. And girl, I do read reversals, but what good is you seeing the card upside down? When the message is still going to be the same. I'm still going to hold it up in the upright. So if you're interested in the artwork, honey, you can look at the artwork, right? And so Three of Cups in the reverse here. I like to see this a lot for you. And also take note, this card also fell out, which is the Two of Cups here. We'll talk about that in a moment here. Anyways, to see that Three of Swords in the reverse, again, this is kind of just the same message here, Pisces, where it's just your trials and tribulations, they're putting a pause in it, right? Your spiritual team is trying their best to take away any type of outside interference that could possibly slow you down from being able to go after and create what it is you're wanting to create. And so what are you going to do with this free time? What are you going to do with this period of time in your life where it's like things are as calm as they could be? Now, if you make the choice in doing nothing and just continue to rest and recuperate, that's your tea. That's, you know, if you want to do that, girl, do that. That's fabulous for you. But I do suspect for you, Pisces, that there's certain things in your life that you want to change, or that you want to manifest, bring into life. And if you don't, girl, I don't even know why you're watching me. Because if you're that perfect with your life, honey, first of all, call me. All right. But also, you know, that's just not realistic, right? And so to get into this Two of Cups for you, Pisces, all right, I'm not going to sit on this for too much longer, but I feel like this is just once again reinforcing the sense for you, Pisces, of new connections coming in. When it comes to just your social life, you know, this is really a time for you to also be social, but with a purpose, Pisces, all right? This is a time to be social, but with a purpose. And so what I mean by this is that if you have a bunch of friends, all right, that you've known for years, but you have nothing in common, you're just talking to them out of obligation, and every time you talk to them, they take up a bunch of your time, and by the end of it, you're just feeling drained, tired, and be like, man, I wasted, you know, 2 hours talking to Jessica. You know, whatever the case is, don't invest in those people right now. Nothing wrong with Jessica, honey, but right, this is the time for you to be laser focused in on your goal. You know, if I was a Pisces, I would be like, all right, this is the time for me to really network with other tarot readers, for other spiritual people, you know, or whatever it is I'm trying to do, right? And so all that being said, Pisces, let's get into your oracle card for today before I let you go and have you continue on in your day here. I won't be surprised if your number for this week is 2, which it's not. The reason why I say it's because of the 2s following your tarot cards. Anyways, you have the number 23, which is technically a 2 in there, but in old school numerology, Pisces, you put it to one number unless it's a master number, which would be 5 for you. All right, so look up the number 5 in numerology, see what messages that has for you this week for you. But this is kind of just confirming what it was I was already saying, right? The spirit has your back as the eagle spirit, honey. All right. And so it's like your spiritual team is very much so involved in your life right now. For some of you, Pisces, right? I can't speak for all of y'all spiritual teams. They may be waiting for you to like get out of that Four of Swords experience and to really start buckling down on your discipline in regards to what it is you're wanting to do before they ease up on you. All right, that sounds counterproductive and sounds like they're more of an op than anything, but in actuality is like your spiritual team doesn't want you to just be comfortable with where you're at. They want you to be always progressing, going forward in your life, because out of anyone in your life, your spiritual team knows your potential. All right, and so if you start trying to live up to that potential and really start grinding it out, I won't be surprised. You will be pleasantly surprised, though, probably, Pisces, in like how much they clear the way. But they're not going to rake up the leaves, take out, you know, pull out the twigs and all that from your life path if you ain't walking anyways, right? By the time you do, like, they finish and you finally decide to walk down the path, there probably has been a bunch of more things, complications that scattered into your path there, so they're not going to waste their time and energy until they actually see, you know, that you're doing something. Does that make sense, Pisces? So this weekly tarot reading that I have for you today, darling, hopefully something in here resonated, and I'll talk to you sometime in the near future, Pisces. Bye, darling.